All right, let's talk about something really cool today. We're diving into a whole new kind of AI assistant. I'm not talking about one that lives in the cloud on some company's server. I'm talking about one that lives right on your own computer, acting as your own personal digital sidekick. This is a pretty fundamental shift in how we think about AI, so let's get right into it. You know the feeling, right? We've all been there, copying and pasting from a spreadsheet into an email, filling out the same web forms again and again, organizing files. It's that digital grind that just eats away at our time and our focus. But what if? What if you could just hand all of that off to an AI that actually works for you? And that's exactly where something like OpenClaw comes into the picture. Look, we're not talking about another chatbot here. Think of this as a true digital assistant, an autonomous agent that you can teach, that you can train to handle all those complex, boring, multi-step tasks, freeing you up to focus on the stuff that actually matters. So what is OpenClaw really? Well, in a nutshell, it's an open source AI agent that you install and run all by yourself. And the keywords you really got to pay attention to are self-hosted and locally. This means the entire thing operates inside your digital space, on your machine. That gives you a level of control and, frankly, privacy that's just impossible with most of the cloud-based tools out there. This little comparison really makes the difference crystal clear. A regular cloud chatbot, it lives on a company server and forgets who you are the second you close the tab. But OpenClaw lives on your computer, so it has persistent memory. It actually learns and adapts to you over time. And it's not stuck inside a chat window. It can literally control your browser, your mouse, your keyboard, and manage your files. It doesn't just respond to you, it works for you. So how in the world does it pull all this off? What's going on under the hood that gives it these incredible capabilities? This is where we get into the really cool stuff, the core features that set this thing apart from everything else. Okay, let's break down its superpowers. That persistent memory means it gets smarter every time you use it. Multimodal action is just a fancy way of saying it can see your screen and control your inputs, just like a person would. It can even be proactive, meaning it can kick off tasks on a schedule without you even asking. And for all you tech-savvy folks out there, the flexibility is just incredible. You can plug in whichever AI model you want, whether it's local or in the cloud, and you can even give it system-level control to run powerful, deep, automated scripts. And look, this isn't just some theoretical concept. The source material makes it really clear that it has deep integration into the tools we're already using every single day. Just imagine telling your agent, hey, summarize my unread Slack messages from the design channel and then draft email responses based on them. That's the level of automation we're actually talking about here. So here's the bottom line. What does all this power, all this tech actually mean for you and your day-to-day workflow? Let's talk about the real, tangible impact this can have on your productivity. Just let this number sink in for a second. According to the research, this kind of technology could potentially reduce the time you spend on all those routine digital tasks by 40 to 70%. Think about what that means. That could be hours of your life you get back every single week. And we're not just talking about simple little tasks. This is about automating complex jobs that have multiple steps. Because it's open source, you can completely customize it with new skills, basically tailoring it to be the perfect assistant for your specific needs. You can even boss it around from your phone using apps like Telegram or Slack, so your personal AI is with you wherever you go. Okay, this all sounds absolutely incredible, right? A game changer. But, and this is a big but, with any tool this powerful, we have to talk about the other side of the coin. We need to be really smart and really cautious about how we put this into practice. This is probably the single most important thing to understand before you even think about using a tool like this. You are giving a computer program the keys to your entire digital kingdom. We're talking access to all your files, your applications, and the ability to run commands directly on your operating system. That is not something to be taken lightly. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The source material is extremely clear about this. One little mistake in your setup could accidentally create a massive security hole on your machine. So while the power is immense, the responsibility to lock it down properly is just as big. So how do you use it safely? Well, the recommendations are definitely for folks with some technical know-how. The main idea is isolation. You've got to run it in a digital sandbox, like a Docker container or a virtual machine, to build a wall between it and your main system. Even better, run it on a totally separate computer. You have to be super careful about what permissions and what skills you give it. This is not a simple plug-and-play app. It's a serious tool that demands respect and a very secure setup. And that really leaves us with the central question, doesn't it?
We are right on the edge of having AI assistants that can genuinely revolutionize how we work. But they demand a level of trust and a level of technical oversight that we've never had to give to software before. Is that ultimate productivity boost worth the ultimate security risk? That's a question I think we're all going to be answering for ourselves very, very soon.